I'm going to be upfront with you just a little bit. So normally I wouldn't have said anything at all. I wouldn't have said anything at all. You do you. If you want to, if you want to get, raped in the ass, then you get raped in the ass when it comes to these games. But um, I wanted to make this video for a comparison, and at the end of my whole monologue, I will definitely switch it up so you could watch the comparison. Um, but I started off seeing a whole bunch of nonsense online. We had to deal with this. Us Sony fans had to deal with this um, when it came to Returnal. Everyone thought that it wasn't worth it for to be $70, right? And this happened time and time again. God of War was one of these games, God of War 3 back in PS3 days, because it was too short. That basically it shouldn't be the price that it was. So now Nintendo has finally made a game, or helped make a game. And some people are actually saying the same thing, that Metroid shouldn't be the price that it is. That's fine. You know what I mean? Everyone can have their opinions. You can do whatever you want with your money, but realize just because the camera is stuck in that specific place doesn't mean that the game is less of value. Could you imagine? Okay, so think about it like this. If they took a game like, I don't know, Grand Theft Auto, and they just stuck it. Well, they had it. We had the little overview or whatever the case is. And there's people, the old Grand Theft Autos, Grand Theft Auto 1 and 2, was a full-fledged Grand Theft Auto game, music and everything like that. And it was a whole big-ass city. People didn't say too much about that or whatever. I know it was back in the day. But people seem to think that because it's a side scroller, you know what I'm saying, 2.5D, that this game shouldn't be like, it shouldn't be $60. You know what I mean? I don't know what arbitrary price that they'd be looking for, is you guys seemingly don't even want to spend money anyway. So fuck does it matter? Be honest with you when I look at it. And that was where I wanted to kind of start off. But then I had an idea, because I was hearing this all throughout the weekend. I was like, it's a game. You know what the Metroid kind of looked like? It kind of little bit looked like F.I.S.T. And so I started doing more research, right? I get that it's on a more robust piece of hardware. I get it. You know what I mean? A lot of people don't want to really say anything about how robust how robust it is, right? How robust. That's fine. But I started looking at it, and I was like, that would be a good little comparison video. I'll do comparison videos every now and again. I was like, that would be a cool little video to do, to show how simple they are. So I got the two kind of like launch advertisements, and then kind of compared the two scenes together and put together. But now I found some more stuff out. F.I.S.T. was started off as a $40 game, and on top of it, F.I.S.T. is a AA game, AA studio game. And for all intents and purposes, Nintendo, this is a AAA game from Nintendo, with the voice acting and everything else that's going on. So then you have to ask yourself the question, like, where exactly do you draw the line when it comes to this type of shit? You know what I'm saying? Where do you draw the line about your dollars? What I can tell you is that this game, F.I.S.T., looks a hell of a lot better as a 2D side scroller. And I get it. People go, look, on a PS5, it's teraflop versus under a teraflop, blah, blah, blah. And I know that they had to work what they had. But then there's a lot of questions that pop up when you look at this shit. There's a ton of questions that pop up. Is the Switch holding things back? Could they have done it better? What could they have done to make the game better? Because it is still a 2D side scroller, and it could have just did all this in 2D anyway and call it a day. You know what I'm saying? But there's a couple of points of contention. The game is short from what I hear. It's very short. There's no trophies or achievements or anything like that. It's just what it is. And they're still charging like a $60 game. And Seemingly, you guys bash Sony and Microsoft about the same shit, but when it comes to Nintendo, they don't really say shit. But I was noticing people are starting to really stand up to Nintendo and be like, yo, this is too fucking much. And this is where you got people talking about pirating the game, which I don't condone at all. Do not pirate this game or any game. I get your pain, but don't pirate game. People worked hard. But Nintendo needs to be called the fuck out and dragged for this shit. And I'm not really up for the cancel culture. I feel like this. Don't say shit about anyone and we all be good. But if you are going to say shit about someone, say it about everyone. Look at this. I'm going to shut my mouth after this. And I want you to look at the comparisons between the two. This is a super quality game. Super quality game. And it shows. It is a lot better looking. Gameplay is subjective, so I don't know. But all I can tell you is that they put their all in it, and they're charging $40. In some places, $25 fucking dollars. While Nintendo, for probably 3 years, would have this Metroid game to be $59.99, and nobody would say a damn thing about this shit. So just realize and recognize this shit before you start bitching and complaining about other motherfucking people. But I'm gonna let you guys look at this shit. And I'm gonna disappear. I'll talk to you later.